Good evening. How are you? Hope everybody is doing well. It's a big day, isn't it, today? It's a very big day. Another TSW release. TSW 4. Love it. Love it. Let me just check that the sound is all okay. That will be the first thing. I think I can hear myself, so that is good. Excellent. Right, okay. I think we're ready to go. How is everybody? Cam plays Lucas. How are you? I think you left that comment yesterday, didn't you? So you came and had a look quite early. GTA v Stepford County 17. That's a mouthful. How are you doing? SNCF as always. Ready? Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. You pinged the server. Excellent. Good evening, Mr. Water. How are you? Two train routes to nowhere here on PS5. What do you mean? I don't understand. Sound is fine. That's good. Hi, Steve. How are you? Right, are we ready to go? Are we ready to go? There's Laserjet. How are you doing, Laserjet? I just saw your comment about the Scotsman. I've only played the Scotsman once actually so far. I didn't plan to do that one tonight, but we might cover that one tomorrow because there's a lot to get through, isn't there? So we'll do a couple tonight, I think, and then we'll do some more tomorrow, and we'll have a good look at it. So we might do the Scotsman tomorrow, I think. Uh, Most people want to see the East Coast Main Line, don't they? I bet everybody jumped into that, didn't they, as soon as it came out? So, I'm not going to disappoint. We will do the East Coast Main Line first. We'll do the Azuma. Then I thought we would jump over to the Antelope Valley line, and then after that we'll see how we're getting on for time. I'm on the PC tonight. That's the only thing to say. So you can see my profile at the top is rubbish because I've had nothing. I've had nothing to transfer on PC because I didn't play TSW3 on PC. So I am on PC tonight. My PS5 version is downloading right now. So it could be that we switch to the PS5 tomorrow. I'll just see how that goes. But being as this was ready, we'll carry on with this tonight, I think. Good evening, Big Tiny. How are you? Yep, everything's good. Everything's good. Right, shall we jump in? We'll choose a route, shall we? We will go to the East Coast Main Line. Shall we do a scenario? Let's do a scenario. What about testing the limits 1 hour 10? That sounds like a decent run, doesn't it? Experience the thrills of high speed as you perform a series of tests with the Class 801. Right, we'll do that. I am using an alien controller, by the way, which is the Xbox controller. I'm just not used to it. We'll see how we get on, though. We could be alright. I've been practicing a little bit. Good morning. Today you'll be undertaking trials in this Class 801 as part of its routine maintenance. These tests will check the train's performance and braking capabilities to ensure that it's ready and certified to return to service. Before you start, head over and speak to Emily Turner to get an update. Okay. Here's Emily. How are you doing? Hello, how's it going? Hope you're ready and raring to go. I've spoken with the signaller and received confirmation you'll be running non-stop at full line speed to Newark Northgate. Don't worry about signals or other services as you should have a clear route all the way, so you shouldn't encounter any disruptions. Anyway, I won't keep you any longer, and good luck with your journey. Take care. Alright. Sounds good. Holland Rail, how are you? Thanks for coming in. Thank you for subscribing. Nice to see you. And it's nice to see the alerts are working for the first time. Okay, right. Sit in the driver's seat. It would help if I could move. I'm stuck. Let me crouch. Can't move. What did I do? Right, hang on a minute. I can move up and down. Oh, that's not a good start, is it? I'm blocked. I can't move. Let me try it. Ah, look at that. Right, so the controller... It's not working on the controller, but I can use the keys. That's not very good, is it? Okay. There's one problem. Right, so... First of all, let me not crouch. Let me get into the cab. That is not a good start, is it? So I can... Oh, now it's working. That's weird. Alright, let me in. Let me in. There. Right, sit in the driver's seat. Oh, that little bit of fog there looks very nice, doesn't it? There, in the distance. I like it. Don't forget, on the feed already, I've just put some I know there are other tutorials in the game, but I've put some simple ones on there, just showing you how to get the various different locos up and running and ready to go. So if you want to check those out, feel free. They will remain on there. They're going on the DTG playlist as well, with a lot of the other ambassadors' videos that they've been producing. So it's all good. There'll be plenty that you can go and look at. Alright. As part of the performance and speed test, you'll be incrementally increasing in speed and attempting to reach the Azuma's top speed of 125 miles per hour. And that's all good, but let's get these systems on. That ETCS is not... Yeah, okay, we need to apply some power. We'll do that in a minute. ETCS is not implemented. AWS is normal. TPWS we'll put on. Vigilance we will put on. Anything else? DSD we'll put on. That's all we need to put on. Let's cancel these alarms as a freight train comes past us. Right, apply some power. Just let me know about the sound as well, because the Azuma is very quiet. Anyway, wait, is that... That's not my signal, is it? I was worried for a second. The Azuma is very quiet, but when we switch to the Antelope Valley line, the F125 is very noisy, so we should be okay with the Azuma. Using the Expert HUD, of course, I've decided to use this for everything going forwards. Now, it's quite straightforward with the Azuma, because right in front of you there, you've obviously got the you can see the speed right there in the center. Bit different when you start using PZB though, on the German stuff, because you've got to pay attention to all the PZB warning lights and the CIFA lights, etc, etc. So it's a little bit different, bit of a challenge. 3 seconds and you've broken it. Yeah. You've got most of the deluxe stuff installed apart from 2 routes, Antelope Valley and Dresden, that come up with CE errors. That's a bit weird. I was able to add mine on the PS5 straight to the list and they started downloading, so I don't know. Those new routes should download okay. IV, how are you? The TSW3 routes are available on the 26th when the full release comes out. So they're not quite out yet. Apply some more power and aim to reach 80 miles per hour. Okay, let's do that. So we are in power handle 4, that's the maximum. Let's have a quick look outside, shall we? Oh, it looks good, doesn't it? Oh, that is sweet. I love that fog. I love that. Nice job. Now keep the power applied and aim to reach 100 miles per hour. Hi Jamie, how are you? Nice to see you, thanks for coming in. How can you already play this on PC? This was the early access. Yeah, because I'm an ambassador, yeah, correct. Correct. Don't worry, it's coming. You're almost there now. Keep the power applied and aim to reach the target speed of 125 miles per hour. That's nice, the background music's starting. That's nice, that, isn't it? That's Ben doing his thing again with the music. I feel under pressure now the music's come on. Wait, did I miss an alarm then? That is an anticlimax, isn't it? The music has made me miss an alarm. Oh my word. Right, that's quite loud, isn't it? So, I think that was an AWS, was it? So we'll have to wait. Let's try that. Right, brakes are off, if you can still hear me. There we go. Yeah, because the music's playing, I couldn't hear the alarm. So I missed it. But I think it was an AWS alarm, so basically, when you come to a stop, just clear it with this AWS button on this panel, and then you have to wait 60 seconds, though it didn't feel like it was 60 seconds, did it? Then you can release the brakes with this button, and this is the brake gauge, so you can see the brakes starting to come off once you've done that. So if you get an emergency stop, that's what you need to do. So now let me get up to 125 again, and we'll see what we can do. Good afternoon, Daniel. How are you? I literally just left the station. Yeah, I did, yeah. There's another alarm, you see. I couldn't hear that over the music. I was enjoying the music so much, I felt under pressure, and then it got me. So don't let it happen to you guys. This is something you would expect to hear from a movie. It was like a movie, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if there's any other scenarios that do that. Yeah, that's what we were talking about, Farrah. It's because in this scenario, we're trying to beat the speed record or get to the maximum speed of the Azuma. So we're trying to get to 125. So we went to 60, we went to 80, we went to 100, and then it said go to 125, and the music started playing. It was like a dramatic moment, and the music drowned out the AWS alarm, and so I came to a stop. So it was a real anticlimax. Oh dear me. Anyway, we're going through 110 right now, so we're doing all right. Thanks everybody for coming in. Appreciate it, and thank you for those likes as well. That makes a massive difference. 117 miles per hour. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, Mr. Water. That's one of those generic errors, isn't it? You've got enough. I know it's a stupid question, but you've got enough space, haven't you, on the PS5? Because it may need space to download and space to unpack it. Good work. The target speed has been reached. The train is showing no signs of any faults or mechanical issues. And of course, I am speeding slightly now, as indicated up at the top there. 125 is the target speed, and I'm doing 126, so it's coming down a little bit. I do like that HUD. I've been playing this a couple of days, and I've not used the old HUD at all. I've used this one. And what I like about it, and when I was playing down at DTG in August, I said the same to the guys down there, is that it it makes you drive the train with a little bit more attention. You wouldn't think that with the way I just came to a crashing halt, but that was because of the music. That's my excuse. But you know, it makes you look at the dials more. And I was playing on Vorarlberg earlier today, and as I said, when you're playing with the PZB and the CIFA on, you've really to pay attention. And I've never been one for playing HUDless because I've not played the routes enough to know all the speed changes, etc. So I've never quite managed to go completely HUDless. But with this HUD, it just gives you enough information to be able to do things okay without having the big HUD down the bottom right hand corner. So I think it's super useful that. And depending what level you are, just try it. You can always swap it back. But I think you'll quite like it. I do like that in the top right hand corner as well. We get 1.25 miles of visibility, which is quite nice. We can see the upcoming signals. But try it. It's very good. Let's have a look at the schedule, shall we? So we're going via Grantham, stopping at Newark. Looks like we are coming all the way back as well. So that is the plan. I think it was about an hour, wasn't it, this scenario? So you guys on console have probably started downloading it, apart from Mr. Water, it looks like. How have you found it? I think it's only been out since 4 o'clock, hasn't it? So I'm going to assume a lot of you have jumped on for an hour and had a play around with it. What do you think so far? Good evening, Dave. How are you? "14 miles to Grantham. We're just going to go via though. I bet Dave's been all over it, Farah. And Dave, you asked me to put a little video together about transferring your progress from TSW3 to TSW4. It's probably a bit late. I haven't done that yet because I haven't got it loaded up on PS5 yet. I will still do it for the benefit of others, because I know when I did the TSW2 to TSW3 one, that was quite a popular video, and I think some people found that quite useful. I will do it, but I think it's pretty straightforward, isn't it? You've probably done it by now. A few of you will have done it. I think it just prompts you the minute you log in, doesn't it, to do it? I will record one later. So you got no errors, Dave, as well, downloading. It's a bit, I don't know what to say, Mr. Water. It's a very strange one, that. Oh, you got about an hour left to download everything. Yeah, I think the main game was on PS5. The main game was about 5 gig, wasn't it? And then I think the individual routes were around 7 each, 7 gig each. So it was a decent download. I know on PC it was 34 gig it was on PC when I downloaded it. Oh, mate, how are you? Thanks for coming in. Yeah, it's downloading ECML and then Vorarlberg. Hey, Marco, 80 gig. What's that on, Marco? When you say optimize it, oh, mate, what do you mean? What platform are you playing on? Oh yeah, it could be. Yeah, that full download could be PS4 and PS5. You're correct. Yeah, yeah. It's well with all that. You mean the standard game, Marco? If you get all your other DLC next week when it fully releases, then I think it's probably going to be more than 80 gig. Uh, Hi Reggie, how are you? Can you do the horn? Yeah, I'll do it inside and I'll do it out as well. So I'll do it inside now. And then I'll do it outside. There you go. That was an easy one. Sounds like the AWS is too quiet. It is a little bit quiet. You're right. It is a little bit quiet. And I think I've got the in-cab sounds up to 100% as well. Right. I need to really keep my eye on the speed. You're on PC. Oh, mate. Uh, yeah. I don't know if anybody else. I don't know anybody else can help you with PC. So I'm playing on the PC tonight, but I'm usually on the PS5. So I'm hoping that what you can see is okay because there's a few more settings on PC, isn't there, than I'm used to. The PS5. The good thing about the PS5 is it does it for you. There's a few more settings on PC that I'm not quite used to, so I've kind of set it up the best I can, and I've got it set to high. I've got the graphic preset set to high. You can go on ultra, and I haven't tried that yet, but everything's set to high at the moment. I think the PS5 defaults to high. If you're playing on the PS5, it defaults to high, so probably the Series X Xbox does the same. Right, we've got a green and a yellow coming up. 115 is the speed limit. No problem, Reggie. Yeah, Marco, this is the LNER Azuma, correct. Yeah, yeah, the size will go up on Tuesday once it fully releases. Um, there's also a patch coming out. I don't know if you saw that on the forums. There is a patch coming out which actually does it actually makes quite a lot of updates to the older routes as well. Just go and have a look on the forums if you haven't seen that. A fairly decent patch coming out. along with the main release. Right, so I'm looking up in the top right hand corner, we've got 100 coming up, so let's get ready for the 100. Just reduce just as we go through the station. There we go, and then we'll be going up again once we get through Grantham. Just went 140 kilometers per hour into a station, stopped just in time. Decent brakes. So we're stopping next at Newark Northgate, which is in 13 miles. So I've got that stop marker on at the moment, showing 13 miles. You know, the objective marker. You can also turn that off if you like in the settings. You don't need to have that on if you want to really give yourself a challenge. But I like to have that on, I must admit. I think there's a lot more options now, isn't there, with this to just play it how you want to play it. You can still go completely hoodless if you want to, but I think this is just the right level for me. This. Paul, how you doing? Yeah, I'm finding it all right. What about you? I think it's pretty decent, and I hope lots of people like it. You know, over and above TSW3 as well. So let's see over the next few days, once everybody's got their hands on it. Good thing this is a test run. Why? I'm a fashionably late again. Yeah, it's just that early music put me off. Else we would have been alright. $163 for 2 terabytes. That's not bad, is it? The price is coming down, isn't it? I've got the 1 terabyte in my PS5. The 1 terabyte additional, that is. So I've got 2 in total. Well, you don't get 2, do you? Because some of it's reserved for the OS, etc. Oh, you can't play it because of Sony. Why? Are you having? You're not having the same problems as Mr. Water, are you, Paul? Mr. Water's got a problem with a couple of his routes not downloading. Oh yeah, definitely 85 quid for 1 terabyte. Yeah, definitely. I think I paid about 95 quid for mine when I picked it up. I think it's the SN 800, the one that everybody was recommending at the beginning. I think that's what the type is. Western Digital. Right, 8.2 miles to go to Newark. Just drives so smoothly, this. I was watching the Dovetail stream last night where they were saying that in a lot of ways it reminded them a lot of the Javelin. I can see that. I can definitely see that. It's a very similar cab layout, isn't it, as well? We've got different things we can do. I've not had a play with this yet, by the way. What's this? Next stop reminder. Don't know if that works. It says it's on. Let's see. But there's all sorts on there that you can do, so have a play around with that. GSMR is over here, but again, it doesn't really function. I'm hoping, you know, like in future something happens with that. I hope so. Would be quite nice. Yeah, Dave, you've got 1 terabyte. Oh, there's a forum post, Paul, is there? There you go, Mr. Water. Could be the thing that you're getting. Good evening, Jamesy. How are you? You like the hood? Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, it is. It is nice. If Dave was able to install, it's bound to be easy. Poor old Dave. Yeah, that AWS is very low, isn't it? You have to listen really carefully. And I've got the headphones on. When I'm on the PS5 and just playing it on my own, I usually play the sound through the soundbar. I don't have the headphones on. So I will see later tonight when I play it for the first time. I will see how it is via the soundbar. Right, I'm going to put some brake on because I have got the TPWS on as well, and it's a bit vicious on this route. If you are going slightly over the speed, approaching a signal, it will emergency brake you, as I've found a couple of times while I've been testing it. So even though we're 2 miles away, I will just trundle in. Just in case we get a red. Those action points are racking up as well, aren't they? I mean, I don't know why. I mean, I know now you can get a platinum medal, can't you? It's going up by 65 each time. We used to get 30, did we? We used to get 30 every time. Um, and I don't know whether it's just because of that, because of the platinum medal, and because there's now different things like using the safety systems. You get a few more, don't you, than you would if you were not using them. But I just wonder if something is going to be done with action points in the future. We've said this, haven't we, that you can build up action points, and apart from raising your player level, there's no real reward, is there, for getting the action points? So I just wonder if there's something, you know, planned for the future. Um, we're approaching a red anyway. So we're doing 34. I think the TPWS before a red, right before the red, I think you have to be below 20 miles per hour. I need to double check that. Oh wow, now I'm not even looking at the red. Oh no, I've had it. Oh, oh dear me. That was lucky. I was reading the chat. And then the red was approaching. I thought, oh no, not again. There we go. You never saw it. That light actually outside this station's very tricky. Just when you're playing it, just watch out for that one. Very tricky. That's where I usually get the TPWS if it's going to happen. Right, this is Newark Northgate. I was a lucky boy, yeah. I was a lucky boy. There was no way with these brakes on the Zoom. There was no way that I was going to stop, even at that speed. Yeah, that signal there will get you. You'll remember that when it first gets you. You'll remember me saying it. So this new HUD is great and everything, but if you're streaming at the same time, it's just made it slightly worse. It's made it slightly difficult. But now in a service, I think in a service, if you spad, it will. Oh no, it still spads, doesn't it? It's if you miss a station, it tells you to go to the next station. Good work. The first set of tests have gone well. The train looks to be operating without any issues. Next set of tests, you'll be heading back to Peterborough. You'll need to change ends, shut down this cab, head to the rear of the train. Okay, fair enough. Is it going to guide me to do that, or shall I just do it? Right, power handle to off. Okay, let's do this. Shall we do this down here? Power handle to off. Headlight control to off. There we go. Pantograph down. Set the reverser to off, of course. Take out the key. Right, change ends, but let us turn off the safety systems, shall we, at this end. We'll just put everything to isolated before we move. DRA. What else we got? DSD. I think that is it. That is it. Everything else is isolated. Okay, which side is the platform on? It's this one, isn't it? Tail lights are on. I will say something else as well. Just while we're down here, just take some time to appreciate the weathering as well. That's on this Azuma. It looks really good, honestly. It looks, from a distance, it looks clean, but when you get up close to it, it's actually not that clean. You know, you can see all the old insect remains all over the front there. Anyway, let's move on. Back down the other end. TPWS is 15 at the grid, is it, Dave? Right, thanks. Couldn't quite remember. I had 20 in my mind for some reason. I think if you're approaching the buffers, there's another speed, isn't there? I think. I'm not having much luck getting in this cab. Let me... there we go. Let's close that. William, how are you? Thank you for subscribing. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Right, let's do this. Then we'll turn around and put the safety systems on after this. Once you've done this a few times, you get used to the routine. Let's do the pantograph first. That's a good idea. Pantograph up is behind this blue flip switch. Headlight control to dimmed. Reverser to forward. For this set of tests, you'll be repeating the incremental speed and braking tests, as well as testing the emergency brake to confirm that everything is operating reliability and as expected. So let's put the safety systems on before we do anything else. We don't need that. AWS is normal. TPWS, we want vigilance. We also want DSD. What else have we got? DRA is normal, so that's fine. Let's cancel that. Buffers are at 10 miles per hour. Okay, I got you. Yeah, it was, so that's good. Alright, off we go. So we got a 30 out of the platform, and then we're rising up to a 125 after that. So it's just with this HUD, it's just training your eyes for each cab to know exactly where it is you're looking for the various bits and pieces. And that's what I mean, you learn to use the cab a little bit better. I found it really, really useful and a little bit more immersive than before. Right, let's get the speed up. Now, I don't know on this run if we're going up to 125. I don't know whether the music's going to kick in again. It was loud last time when it did it. And I'm going to have to keep my eye on the signals very, very closely in case I need to acknowledge one that I can't hear in the cab this time. So, Boss Fan, thank you for subscribing and welcome into the stream. Right, next target is 80. I'm good, William. How are you? Dave says, did I see the Class 31s you downloaded in TSC? No, you got the 31s. You mean the Dovetail Class 31 DLC? I haven't got that yet, actually. And I like me a 31. And next week, I'll be able to, when the full release comes out, we'll be able to get the 31, won't we, again, in TSW. The goalpost is still led flat the wrong way. They've not corrected that. That was the one TSW4 feature I was looking forward to. The mouth of the goal is on the floor. Right, we're reaching a speed of 100. We're at 94 just now, going through 95. And it did say it was going to emergency brake me somewhere. Reach 120. We do have a yellow coming up. Do I want the Class 91 in the game? You definitely do. The 91 would be very nice, wouldn't it? It's a very popular train. It's a very popular train in local, I should say, in Train Sim Classic. I don't own it in Train Sim Classic. I think you've got it, Dave, haven't you? You've been playing it. Yeah, the 91 is a bit of a classic, isn't it? But this is the only early access day. Let's see if there's a DLC coming out at some point. Now the train is up to speed, perform an emergency stop. Alright, is it going to get us to hit the red button? It is. Here we go. Let's do it. We've had a practice of this though already, haven't we? Because of the missed AWS. But it's quite good that this is put into the scenarios, isn't it? Because I have two videos on the channel. One of them how to get going in the javelin after you have an emergency stop, and how to get going in the IC1 after an emergency stop. And those were really popular videos because if you're playing it quite well, you don't often get an emergency stop. That obviously doesn't apply to me because I always get them. But you know, when it happens, it can be a bit frustrating, can't it? How to get the thing going again. So it's nice that they're now putting them into these scenarios as well. But those videos that I did were actually quite popular, so I've been quite pleased with those. So I might make another series on that. All right, so we've reset the power handle to 0. We need to flip the emergency button back out again. Nice job. The train has successfully recovered and you can now proceed onwards to your destination. So there's different scenarios, isn't there? So with that one, we pressed the emergency brake button and it gave us an emergency stop. The AWS one that I had before is all to do with... Right, hang on a minute, because we're going backwards. Let me just get the train moving and then I'll talk about this bit. So on this panel here, you've got an overspeed, AWS, and so if you're coming into a station and you hit that TPWS a little bit too fast, then you'll get an emergency brake. And to clear that one, you'll need to put it into the power handle into 0, and then you need to press the overspeed button, And then after a period of about 60 seconds, you'll see the brakes coming off and you can proceed again. Likewise with an AWS, if you miss one of the AWS alarms, same thing. Come to a complete stop, put that into 0, press the AWS button to reset it, and then the brakes will start coming off after 60 seconds. You can be on your way again. So there's different scenarios for an emergency stop in this one. So just keep that in mind. Right, we're going via Grantham. We can run up to 125, so we will do that. Got it in notch 4. What about an extension to King's Cross? Yeah, King's Cross would have been nice, wouldn't it? What was Matt saying last night? I think he said it would have proved quite difficult to put King's Cross in. I can't remember what exactly he said on the stream. You've got 91 in TSC. I thought so. I haven't picked that up yet, but when the next Steam sale comes up, I'll pick that up, I think. The videos look so good. Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Yeah, traditionally, Dovetail have not done extensions, have they, because of the way that the routes are built. I don't think it's easy to just add something on the end of the route. And that's why Southeastern High Speed was reissued with the extension as a brand new route, wasn't it, rather than something bolted onto the original Southeastern High Speed that we all know and love. Whether that will change in the future, I don't know. It probably raises a lot of technical problems, though, doesn't it? You know, depending on what players own. Right, so we're just accelerating through 120. '82 Steam, how are you? Thanks for coming in, mate. Hope you're well. Let's back off the power. In fact, we got 115 coming up. There we go. You ordered the standard edition and now you regret it because you want the Flying Scotsman. Scotsman is definitely coming out as a standalone. I think they've said October. So if you don't have the Scotsman, you'll be able to buy it. If you don't have the Vectron, you'll also be able to buy it. So don't worry, you'll be able to get them separately. So yeah. Jacob, how are you? Welcome in. When does TSW4 release for Steam? Was it not 6? Oh, 6 p.m. It's usually 6 p.m., which is 9 minutes time. So I'm playing it on PC right now, but that's because I have an ambassador's key for it, so I was able to get it slightly earlier, so I can show you guys. But I think the general release on Steam is usually 6 p.m. Correct, Jacob? Yeah. Right, I'm speeding now because I'm reading the chat. So Grantham is coming up in 1.7. Yeah, 6 p.m. 822 tells us. Yeah, perfect. Mr. Water, you're on the Austrian-German route at the moment, riding along as a passenger. The scenery's nice. The scenery's really nice. Yeah, that's what I was hinting to you guys when as soon as I was able to, once TSW4 was announced, I was saying that one of the first, I think the first route that came up for me while I was at DTG was the Vorarlberg route. And I was at a station, I can't remember which station it was, but the mountains were there in the background, and I thought, ooh, you know, can you please like backdate these mountains to the Arosa line? Because I think with the Arosa line, that was most people's gripe, wasn't it? The mountains look they look very boxy, didn't they? But the mountains, the way they've done it with that lidar data and etc., looks really really nice. They've done a great job on the scenery on that route. Jacob, you've ordered the deluxe edition. That release? Yeah, 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock for the deluxe. Because part of the deluxe you get the early access. If you've got the standard edition, then it will be. Well, no, you can. If you pre-order, you get the standard edition too, don't you? It's just if you didn't pre-order, you have to wait until Tuesday. I think, if I've got that right, I think all editions have got early access, have they? That's part of the pre-order. 822, you're getting it on both PS5 and PC. Yeah, I'll be playing it on the PS5 later tonight. I'll just do a comparison. I'll just see what it's like. Laserjet's back, just driving the Scotsman. Yeah, the Scotsman is very nice. Now, the Scotsman, I will say about the Scotsman with this hood as I said about the German routes, if you use PZB and it's a bit more of a challenge, definitely driving the Scotsman or any steam train once the other content releases. That is a challenge. You've got to look at the gauges, all the different, the steam pressure gauge, etc. And in a steam train, they're all kind of spread out, aren't they, at the top, across the middle. So that is an extra bit of challenge as well, but it's good fun. So you could cheat and go back to the old hood. But saying that, there's nothing wrong with the old hood. If you prefer to use the old hood, then you absolutely should use it. You know, there's only me going to get slated for using the old hood by you guys. I'm pretty sure the standard pre-order has to wait until Tuesday. It could be. It could be. Standard has no early access. There you go. Yeah, thanks 822. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I couldn't remember. There are so many different bundles and things going on. There's UK edition, US edition. It's difficult to keep a track, isn't it? But by the same token, it's nice that there are quite a few options for players. And like I said, if you only buy the standard edition and you decide after seeing them you want to, you want to get the Scotsman and the Vectron later on, you can do once they release. You probably just play slightly more. That's all. Train sound is great as well. Yeah, it is. Thanks everybody for coming in though. I do appreciate it. I know there's probably quite a few of the ambassadors streaming right now, so I do definitely appreciate everybody coming in. So thank you for that. We're going to complete this scenario, and then what we'll do is we'll jump over onto the Antelope Valley and we'll take a look at the F125, which I drove end to end on the Antelope Valley the other night, and I was really impressed with it. I got so relaxed playing it. I enjoyed it. The scenery's great. So if you haven't played it yet, I think you're in for a treat on that one. And that F125 is like a beast. Frederick, how are you? Thank you for subscribing. Appreciate it. Welcome to the community. Looking forward to all three. Yeah, they're all great. They're all great. I think we'll keep an eye on the time, depending on how we get on after the Antelope Valley. We may just jump onto Vorarlberg, but if not, I'll be live again tomorrow, and we'll look at the rest of it because I want to look at the Scotsman as well separately. So much stuff to get through. So much new stuff. And that's without looking at free roam and scenario planner, etc, etc. These are just the routes themselves. And I'm interested to know, next week when the old DLCs come across. The other thing will be, how do they run on TSW4? Because I don't know. I honestly don't know. And I hope playing some of the older routes, like Northern Transpennine, is one of my favourites. But jumping in a diesel there in a class 40, I hope there's some noticeable difference between playing it in TSW3 and TSW4. Fingers crossed. Nobody's really talked about that, have they? So I don't know if there are any improvements expected. So, but yeah, like you said, Mr. Warrior, it looks so much more realistic. That's what I'm hoping happens to the older routes as well. Although, these are new routes, so they're going to be more upgraded, aren't they, than the older ones? But there may be some improvement. Correct, Steve. Yeah, they'll be transferred on Tuesday when the main release of TSW4 happens. That's when they're out. So keep if you have got early access to TSW4 and you want to play the older routes, just keep TSW3 installed for now. You'll still be able to play them then until Tuesday. Yeah, thanks William for coming in. Appreciate it. See you next time. Yeah, should be releasing now, Jacob. Yeah. You're on about the Austrian German route. Yeah, but I think they all look good. I think all these three new routes look good though. This fog looks really good. It's actually more like an early morning mist, isn't it? But it's actually quite believable. What is it? It's 5 to 6 in the morning game time. Yeah, it should release on Steam at 6, yeah. There might be a slight delay of a couple of minutes while Steam gets its act together, but I don't know if you'll need to reset your PC. Yours hasn't updated yet. 822. Okay. If in doubt, have a check on the forums and see if anything has come up. Oh, it's just unlocked for you. Ah, there you go then. Yeah, there's a couple of minutes delay, ain't there? Everybody trying to hammer it. Try not to you try not to watch this. You want to see it for yourself. I know what you mean. I do know what you mean. I was a little bit like that when I was down at Dovetail. To be honest, I kind of dipped in and played a little bit of it, but I didn't want to spoil it. It's a difficult one, isn't it? But look how smooth. I said it before, but look how smooth this Azuma's running now. Some players don't like a long straight run, do they? But I actually quite enjoy the mainline runs. I mean, I do hope one day that we're able to get, the full main lines, the full East Coast main line. Now, whether that'll be they release several pieces of it, and there's some, as we talked about just before, there's some way to link them together. That would be good, wouldn't it? But the East Coast main line. But for me, the West Coast main line I would want first, obviously, being on the West Coast main line. With Preston being my station and being on there. But I would quite happily take the East Coast main line if that came out, the full thing. I've been quite enjoying the East Coast main line in Train Simulator Classic. I'll say that. Right, 7.7 miles till we get to Peterborough. Great Western Main Line. Let's have them all, Laserjet. We should have them all, shouldn't we? Let's have the lot over time. But I mean, I'm a happy bunny, as you know, anyway, because this Blackpool Preston Ormskirk route is coming out, and I'm hoping that sooner rather than later. Keep following the dev diary from Just Trains and seeing the screenshots, and now looking at the way that these new routes look in the game. I'm just thinking, wow, it's going to blow me away once I see that route. I'm really looking forward to that route, and I think you guys, because I know the route in real life. I think any of you guys that are not familiar with the route in real life, I think once it comes into the game, I think you'll really enjoy it, because the route itself has got some variety. Because there's going to be a bit of mainline running from Preston. Before you turn off to Ormskirk, there'll be a bit of West Coast main line in there, and then you got the two branch lines. You're going off up to Blackpool South, and then you're going up to Blackpool North as well. So it really is a good route, I think, to put in here, and I think it's going to be popular, especially as Just Trains are making it, and they know Preston to Blackpool quite well, because they created it for Train Sim Classic, didn't they? They've created scenarios that you can download. They do a lot of stuff in the northwest, actually. But yeah, Laserjet, that can't come soon enough, that one. Sign me up right now. Right, so far, this return journey has been without any kind of drama, apart from the forced emergency stop, which we knew was coming up. You're now nearing Peterborough, so begin reducing your speed. Start applying some braking force. Alright. We can do that. .3 miles out of Peterborough, platform 3. Coming down through 80 miles per hour. I've not actually driven a 66 yet in TSW4, and of course the 66 does run on this route, so I need to try that. Maybe on the next stream we'll do that. But I do like running the 66. I do wish though we had a different type of freight loco. Do you know what I mean? We got a 66 everywhere, and I know it is predominantly what you see driving around, but in TS Classic, I like driving some of the other freight locos that are in there. So it'd be nice just to have a bit of variety. Maybe on one of the future DLCs we'll get another freight loco. Right, 0.7 to go. Let's just trundle in. Delivery's nice, isn't it? The amount of detail's great. Almost looks real, that doesn't it? That emergency door release. Okay, so let's slow it right down. So 20 miles an hour, Dave said, over the TPWS. You should be okay, approaching a red, so we'll do that. Looking forward to the formation designer making some in real life mainline stock tours. Yeah, not a lot's been said about that yet, has it? There's a noticeable difference in the level of detail at stations as well, I've noticed, in TSW4 over TSW3. So there's definite difference, as you guys will find out for yourselves once you're playing it. Great work. This train has passed all of the tests and soon we'll be back in regular service. Let's see how you did. I opened the doors then thinking I was on a passenger service, but I'm not, am I? I was doing a test run. So I got caught speeding a little bit. 325 points I lost. But I did get a platinum medal for that one, which is quite nice. And I got a trophy there. Complete your first scenario using expert mode. So this is interesting. On this performance breakdown, there's little red spots there, which I'm going to assume is a little heat map for where I was speeding. I'm going to guess because the little icon matches up with the speeding icon over on the right hand side. So didn't get any points for using the safety systems though. It says not applicable, which is a bit strange. And for the stops, you also can get an accuracy bonus as well. So I got 637 for that. So yeah, that was quite good. I quite enjoyed that one. So we'll continue on and we'll have a look at the Antelope Valley, I think. Yeah, GG, thank you. Steam, thank you for that. Yeah, shame the GSMO doesn't work on the Scotsman. Well, just generally that it doesn't work. you know, properly, I mean. You just had an update for the Scotsman on PS5, but you still can't download the 2 routes. It's bugging you. Is there anything on the forums? Choose a route. Antelope Valley. Let's have a look at the scenarios. Con first. Shall we do this one? It's an hour. Take part in a special operation involving the transport of a prisoner to a correctional facility in Los Angeles. Let's do this one, shall we, for an hour? Why not? Oh, it's a night service. Right, we're not going to do this one. It's a night one. Right, let's scrap that because that doesn't make for a good viewing for the first time, does it? Let's go back. Let's just do a service, shall we? We'll do a service. The services, some of the services are in 2 parts. It takes you about just over 2 hours, I think, to get from one end to another. So we'll do half a service and we'll see how we get on. Let's use the F125. You can see I did one actually. I did that one yesterday, I think. Let's pick something sort of midday, shall we? What about this one? 2:39 in the afternoon. LA Union to Via Princesa. Let's do that. Other people are having problems as well. Looking at the forums earlier. At least then it's not just it's frustrating then, Mr. Water, definitely. But at least you know it's not just you. So if there's a bigger problem, then they'll be on it. They'll fix it. Right, let's get everything set up. So again, there's a little video on this that you might have seen earlier, which just shows you how to do this procedure, which hopefully is handy for the first couple of times that you do it, so you get used to it. So the lights are already on bright with auxiliary. You have to turn on the generator field. Here is the reverser handle, so put that in, and we'll put that into forwards. The brakes are cut out at the moment. We need to cut those in, and to do that you come over to this side and change the brake mode to passenger. So that's that. Let's get the doors open. Take a look outside. Lights are already on. This is Los Angeles. Right, set the doors to locked. And we've got 5 miles to Glendale, so the light's just gone to green, so that's good. We've got a 12 mile an hour. Out the station, so let's do that. Brakes coming off. Hoof, how you doing? What do you mean I'm lucky? Have you not picked it up? Yeah, is that what you mean? Okay, so expert HUD again. So we need to be doing 12, and right there is our speed. So we're just going up through 5 miles per hour. So again, helps you sort of load the cab and know where to look using that HUD. I do like it. The only thing, of course, when you're outside the cab like this, you can't tell how fast you're going. So, you know, previously I liked to spend a lot of time out in the cab because I like to look around like this and at the train, the scenery, etc. And you can't do that for too long because I'm already at 11 miles per hour. There's a danger you can overspeed. So that would be the only thing I would say about that expert HUD, but generally it's way, way better. So let's have a look at the schedule. We've got Glendale, then we've got Burbank Downtown, Track 2, a few minutes later. Burbank Airport, Sun Valley, Salmore, San Fernando, Newhall, Santa Clarita, and then Via Princesa. Is that how you say it? Via Princesa? Hopefully. Oh, you didn't pre-order it, Hoof. You've got to wait another 4 days. I think if I'd have done that, I would not be able to watch anybody play it. It might drive me mad. I might have to wait. But no, it's all good. The 4 days will soon go. You'll soon be playing it. Slightly went over speed, but we're over 25 any second. Oh, you pre-ordered it, but you didn't get the deluxe, so you don't get the early access. We were talking about this just before you joined. Only deluxe edition gets the early access. Yep. So pre-ordering for you gets it you slightly cheaper, doesn't it? Henley, how are you? Nice to see you. You've got to install 30 gig of DLCs before you play. 30 gig? What platform are you on? Yeah, the PS5 edition was certainly about 34 gig. Right, we're into the 25 miles per hour zone, so... no safety systems on this train, by the way. In case you were wondering. Just check the speed, exactly 25. Oh, you play via Epic Games on PC. I've got you. Yeah, it's a decent download, isn't it? And on Tuesday, if you've got any of the other DLCs from the previous game, you'll be downloading those, won't you? On Tuesday, that'll be another big download, won't it? So, gonna have to try and kick that off early, I think, on Tuesday. Or I won't be a popular man in the house if I'm hogging all the internet. You've got Antelope Valley downloading now. Ah, right, okay, so something's fixed, has it? The deluxe version doesn't make sense. Well, the deluxe you additionally will get the Flying Scotsman, and you'll get the Vectron, as well as the early access. That's what the deluxe gets you over the standard. But we were just saying earlier, if you did want the Vectron and the Scotsman, you can pick those up later. They'll be releasing standalone. I think they mentioned October. So you will be able to pick them up if you wanted to, separately. Yeah, the Dresden route, Hoof, if you already had the Dresden route previously, then you will get the upgraded version. You'll get that anyway. You still can't install the Dresden route. So what was it that allowed you to eventually get the Antelope Valley then, Mr. Water? Did you do anything to it, or did you just wait? Maybe you need to do the same with the Dresden one. I'm not sure. Right, we can go up to 50, so let's increase. I think it's got 8 notches. Yeah, it's got 8 notches of power in this one. And it accelerates quite quickly as well. As you can see, we're already up to 49, we're up to 50 now. But the scenery's great. So we've come out of the sort of built-up area and we're heading towards the like desert. And look at the, again, like on the Vorarlberg route, this is what I was saying. Look at the background there. With the hills. They've done a great job on that. There's the depot. The ambient noise has also changed. You can hear helicopters and all sorts. Got the mountains coming up in the distance. Yeah, you will, Hoof. Yeah, Tuesday. On Tuesday, all the old routes will come over into TSW4 with the main release. So yeah, you won't lose anything that you've had previously. You get to use it, but it's not available to us today. You have to wait till Tuesday. Right, we've got 2.5 miles to Glendale, the first stop. Should probably show you the map, shouldn't I? So LA is down the bottom here, where we've just come from. And we start to get out into the open sort of country around here, and then up to Lancaster, which is at this end. Nice relaxing route it is. You went to manage content and selected Antelope and it just started downloading. Okay. Maybe, is it only doing one at a time or something daft like that? I don't know. What do I think of the comments now on TSW4 about the fact they are still using the same engine as TSW2 and 3? Well, somehow the game looks different to me. Once you play it, see if you agree. I mean, the basic concept is obviously the same as TSW3, but somehow the look and feel is completely different. That's why I'm thinking on Tuesday I'm looking forward to playing something like Northern Transpennine to see if I notice any kind of differences between how it played previously and how it'll play on Tuesday on TSW4. But I don't know. I don't know about the engine. A lot of people seem really concerned with it, and that a new game should come with a new upgraded engine. But to answer your question, I'm probably not as bothered as some people. Okay, so we're coming up to Glendale, and you can see the little in this HUD you get the little bar up there in the top left next to the timers, next to the clocks, which counts down your distance into the station. And if I remember rightly, that starts to do that when you get a kilometre away from the stopping point. That's when it starts to reduce. So if you've got this little stop marker off, I can use a stop marker, but if you've got that turned off, then you would use that little bar up in the top left hand corner to know exactly where you need to stop. And I'm probably coming in way too fast. Let's have a look. That's definitely an overshoot of sorts. That's fine, there's plenty in the platform. Quick look at Glendale. Look at the city there over there. There's Los Angeles. We've just come from there. But isn't it great? You can see that off in the distance. Right, let's lock the doors. We'll jump back in. You just want to have fun playing it. Exactly right. Yeah, I agree with you. Thanks again everyone for giving me the likes. I do appreciate it. I think we're on 29 likes at the minute, which is excellent. Thank you very much. Right, onward to Burbank downtown, which is just under 5 miles. You expect a little more from me with stopping. You know it wouldn't be one of my streams if I didn't overshoot somewhere during the stream. Have you ever watched one of these where I don't do that? I don't recall, honestly. And that's how I can tell SNCF is no longer in the chat, because he would start winding me up about it if he was still there. Right, we can get to 79. I don't quite understand why. I don't understand why it seems a bit random, that, doesn't it? 79 miles per hour target speed. It seems a bit random. Why not 80? Anyway, 79's decent. Reflection on the side. It's great, isn't it? Let's turn that off. And we're at 79. Yeah, it's going to happen as well. It's, I mean, on release date, it's going to happen when you're not used to a certain locomotive. I expect real drivers do that when they're learning. you know, to begin with, getting used to this, because you move from train to train in the game. They all have different ways and different braking forces, don't they? So you just get used to one loco, then you move to another, and you have to remember how it brakes. So yeah, it's just one of those things. It'll dock me a few points at the end, I'm sure, for that. Let's open the windows, shall we? It's kind of it is definitely like a kind of peninsular corridor mixed with one of the freight routes. Take your pick. Not Cane Creek though. Not Cane Creek. I I think this is a middle ground on some of those American routes that we've had so far. But I think you guys, if you haven't got your hands on this yet, I think you'll enjoy this one. Because it's not all slow as well, so you get a decent run at a decent speed. Right, coming into Burbank downtown. So we'll attempt to get the braking slightly better this time. We'll start early. They do come on quite slow though. That's more like it. Let's have a look at the doors opening, shall we? A friend of yours is a train driver. Nice. Very nice. 15 minutes to go, Dave. Are you still on that potato internet then? It sounds like my internet. Mine's terrible. We haven't got the high speed yet. Mine's 36 download. You're all gonna laugh now. 36 megabyte download, and it's about 8 megabyte upload. So actually, from a streaming perspective, I don't actually do so bad, do I? Really? But they've had all the roads up around me, just putting in the super fast fibre. You know, the 500. Whatever it is, speed. So they think that will be out by the end of the year near me, so I will be upgrading immediately the minute it comes available. There's more arguments in this house with the kids with the internet speeds than you will care to imagine. Right, we've got a 35 coming up as we go into this loop. Burbank Airport is next. You started downloading it at 4 o'clock. I got you. Right, so we can accelerate up to 50. Missing just Dresden now. Yeah, see, I was downloading it, but I haven't checked mine yet. I haven't checked the PS5 version yet, so I mean, I could be in the same boat as you, really. I saw it was downloading, and I just left it going. I didn't do anything with it. Yeah, thanks, Hoof. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. Henley, you just finished the download, but it keeps crashing. That doesn't sound very good. Again, just jump on the forums just to see if anybody else on Epic is having the same issue. Right, so we're nearly at the airport. Dave, you've got Dresden. It's installed on yours, right? Okay. And you've got the Metrolink route now. Excellent. Cheers, Steve. Thanks for coming in, mate. See you next time. Right, this is Burbank Airport. We've got a castle over there, look at that. Stanislavus, how are you? Thank you for subscribing, appreciate it. Welcome to the team. I see the braking's just practice. Once you've done it a couple of times, you get a rhythm for it. Platinum Jewelry and Loan Company. We are the competition. See, look at that distant scenery. It's great. This is why you're all going to have a lot of fun with this photo mode as well. Because there's some really nice photos going to start appearing. And the sky looks great. I think you're all going to enjoy it, to be honest. I know there's a lot of people worried about, you know, moving from TSW3 to TSW4, but honestly, once you've played it, I think, you know, you'll enjoy it. Right, we can depart at 07, so I will close the doors right now, just ahead of time. Oh, I saw that SNCF before. I saw you ping me. Yeah, sorry, I didn't reply. Yeah, just give me the. I'm not going to go Vorarlberg tonight, I don't think, but maybe tomorrow we'll do that. Golden Ticket, how are you? Nice to see you. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. We're in the US. We're off to Sun Valley. What a beast. There's a lot of detail, isn't there? Let's get that annoying bell off. Hey, Mr. White, trying to avoid looking again because you're about to play it. Yeah, thanks, thanks, Golden. Yeah. Yeah, we've done a bit of East Coast Main Line, and we'll just finish off tonight, I think, on Antelope. Then tomorrow, pick up, do a bit of Vorarlberg, and then probably look at the Scotsman tomorrow as well, and probably the Vectron as well tomorrow's. Probably a similar time kick-off tomorrow night, which is actually day for you, isn't it? Golden Ticket. Probably coming in a bit hot again. Oh, you checked out the American Truck Simulator? Yeah, do you know, I've only done one video on that so far, but I was playing it off YouTube last night. I really enjoyed it. I went off up to Auckland last night. Looking for the old Raiders stadium there, the old one. They're in Vegas now, aren't they, of course? Yeah, coming in really hot now. That's not too bad. It's not too bad. How am I liking it so far? TSW, you mean? TSW4? Yeah, I think it's really good. I have been fortunate enough to play it the last couple of days on the PC with the Ambassador Early Access, just so I can have a look at it before I streamed it. So I've done a couple of hours. I think it's great, to be honest. I keep saying throughout, I think everyone will quite enjoy it. Right, Sailmore, San Fernando is next. 6.5 miles. It does, Mr. Water, it does look great, this route. And I say, it's just over 2 hours end to end if you do the full. This, I think, takes us just halfway. But you can do services that will run the whole way, and it's just over 2 hours. Nice, relaxing run. This part of the route, there's quite a bit of stopping. The second part is a bigger distance. So it spaces out a little bit, gets a little bit more remote later on. Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to do U-boat. Yeah, I will do more U-boat. Right, let's put it in notch 8. Take it up to the 79 miles per hour. God, they've improved the sensitivity of the controller on PS5. Oh, what about the feedback in the controller as well? How is that? How does that feel? I'll have to test all this later once I get on the PS5. Your brother's having a go, SNCF, he's loving it. Hopefully he plays it a bit better than I do. Hello Michael, how are you? Nice to see you. Yeah, I think so, golden ticket, yeah, because big complaint some of those US freight routes is that they get a bit, you know, long-winded and they can get a bit boring. I think the freight routes have to be your cup of tea, don't they, really? You'll love them or you'll hate them. I don't mind them. I'm not a big fan of Cane Creek. The others I quite like. But on this, you're getting a mix of that, and you're getting a mix of you're getting a bit of Peninsula Corridor vibes as well. Oh, it's great. Oh wow, look at that. I thought they were going to go across the crossing then. I've got 75 coming up, but we're already well below. Mr. Waters getting vibrations. Don't tell us your problems, Mr. Water. I'm just kidding. Hopefully for those controller vibrations there is some setting as well where you can you know, reduce it if it's too much. And I think we have got a bit of rain starting, it looks like. So the way that the rain falls on the windscreen is also different in TSW4. So I will now attempt to locate the wipers. There they are. Windshield, of course, if you're in the US. Not the windscreen. Oh, you've still been a passenger. Is there a trophy this time for being a passenger for a certain distance? I can't remember. I would suspect that there is. If that's the case, I might even do that one later tonight and just enjoy a bit of that scenery. Right, we've got a 60 coming up. So I'll just idle for now. A little bit of braking. We are going uphill 0.9%. not going to make that 60 though. Oh, I'm meant to be stopping. I was enjoying myself that much. Here we go, this is going to be a big overshoot. Are you ready? Not this time. Exactly right. Yeah, and actually it's a short train. This might be carry on to the next station. Objective failure. So there you go. So I wanted to show you that anyway. Not how I planned it, but you see what happened there? We shot through the station. So, you know, in the old game, it would ask us to reverse back into the station, wouldn't it? And then sometimes we would get stuck because there would be a signal at the end of the platform. And if you went back too far, if the signal was red, you couldn't then carry on with the service. So now, in TSW4, if you do what I just did and you shoot through, it just counts as a missed station, so I'll get docked quite a lot of points probably. But then, yeah, I'm testing it out, yeah, exactly. But it updates the list and just tells you to go on to the next station, which actually is quite neat, isn't it? But that is me down to me enjoying the route and just not paying attention. That's why I've just shot through there. I was enjoying myself that much. And there's no safety systems, as I said at the beginning, on this route, so there's nothing to wake you up. Anyway, on to Newhall. A little bit earlier than planned. That's what Matt would say, yeah. Right, just while we've got 6.5 miles, I'll just have a quick look on the Ambassador Discord, just to see if anything has been said about the Dresden problem that you've got, Mr. Water. Because normally, if a few people are reporting a certain thing, it comes up on the Discord. So I'll have a quick look. I've got a 45 coming up. We're already speeding slightly. But braking on this does definitely take some getting used to. Down to the 45, just for this bend, then we're back up to 60. Not seen anything on the Discord, Mr. Water. Not yet. Yeah, golden ticket. Yeah, it honestly, you'll see what I mean once you play it. The braking is tricky to begin with, but if you're not paying attention like me, then it's worse. Whoops, don't want to go into setup. Put some brake on for 35. So yeah, we do have a single track section as well on this route. So we had really clear skies, and as the rain has started to fall, it's just clouded over. Bit of a rain cloud going on over this side. Very nice, nice scenery. Bit of everything on this one. If they keep making US routes like this, I'll be quite happy, because we tend to get a lot of freight, don't we? But I think people would enjoy this a little bit more than the freight ones. Sounds are good, yeah. Let's just check the schedule. Newell is next. Santa Clarita via Princesa. So we've got about half an hour left of the run. I suppose that's a good question. Yeah, I don't know if I have a favourite, to be honest. Golden Ticket. The Peninsula Corridor's quite fast, isn't it? Maybe that's why that one is popular. I don't mind. Don't mind, to be fair. I say it every time a new route comes out, but this one is my new favourite US route for definite. I am a big fan of the Peninsula Corridor, but I quite like this one. See the ditch lights there flashing side to side. So we've got a 30 through this tunnel. I think I would agree with that, Mr. Watter. Yeah, definitely. And I was thinking that when I've watched the DTG streams, because I'd already seen it. It may be to do with, you know, YouTube or Twitch as well. But yeah, definitely once you play it yourself, it's way better, isn't it? Hey CJ, how are you? Is the East Coast Main Line the whole distance on the sim? No, it's not. It is Doncaster to Peterborough. Just that section. About 80 miles, I think it is. Actually, there's a. I don't know if you saw last night. There's a Class 66 service on the East Coast Main Line that is something like 2 hours 50 in duration. Don't know if you saw that on last night's DTG stream. Matt was suggesting that, you know, as per typical real life freight, you keep getting stopped along the route. So that will be an interesting one, although it sounds like there'll be a lot of waiting. Maybe it's not a great one for doing on a stream, although it might be. Could be. 2 hours 50. That's a long one, isn't it? Yeah, YouTube scales everything down a bit. Yeah, yeah, because I'm watching my own stream now on another Mac next to me, and it doesn't look as good on there as I'm seeing it right in front of me. And some of the colours in this as well, in the new TSW4 as well, so vibrant as well. Like this little valley I'm going through right now looks great. It really does. And the rain stopped while we've been in the tunnel, so we don't need these anymore. We'll turn them off. I mean, look at the colours. It's great. It really is. I say that a lot. You could clip that, couldn't you? You could clip it out of the whole stream. You'd probably have 15 minutes worth of footage of me saying it's great. Right, we need some brakes down this hill as well. 2.2%. Certainly do. 47 miles per hour we're doing. Make sure I'm in idle. Still speeding. Are you kidding me? There's a 500 layers trophy. Are you being serious? Jeremiah Rail Fanning, how are you? Thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the team. Ah, CJ, you work for Network Rail. Nice. And you work on the East Coast Main Line. That's good. He is being serious for once. Oh. 500 layers. I hope that's one I can just sit there and go click, 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 click 500 times. Yeah, I'm going to have a look at those later on. 500 layers. Can I just copy somebody else's? Can somebody send me one? I don't fancy doing that. Seriously though, me personally, I've said it before, I don't... Delivery designer, I really don't have any interest in it. But there's lots of very creative people who create some very nice stuff, including the ones we got with the channel liveries on there as well. It's just not my thing, that's all. Oh, it'll take about, all right, 10 to 15 minutes, right? So you're doing an I am Mayo, or you Farah on that one. Hopefully you guys will get that reference. Farah will. He's played 1 and 2, I think. Golden Ticket, you do livery updates, so you'll get it. Alright, yeah, that's what I mean. A lot of you that do use the delivery designer quite a lot, I imagine, will have been waiting for more layers to come. So it's good for you guys. I always find this a bit strange about US routes as well, is that, you know, we have no fence. We've no safety fence. Nothing to stop trespassers on a lot of these routes. Bit different to the UK, isn't it? We've got the moon appearing up there. Right, so if I do this now, because I don't know what the shortcut is for this, but then you can go into the photo mode as well, and I think you can have a lot of fun with this as well, like all the depth of field stuff, focal point, and rotating it. You know, I'm going to be able to make some quite good screenshots with this, I think. Then if I go onto here, you can alter things like, you know, the exposure and the saturation. So you can have you can get creative with this. Again, if you're artistic, you can do a lot with this, can't you? And then what I would need to do is hide the overlay, and then you can take the screenshot. So all good fun. You made a Great Northern 387. All right, what is your handle on the Creators Club Golden Ticket? Are you Golden Ticket on there? You can paste in your handle if you want into the chat there, if it is different. Should save just in case. Let's have a look. Y is to save it. There we go. Right, onward bound, Santa Clarita, 2.2 miles. $32 likes, thank you so much everybody, I appreciate that, really do. Thanks to all our new subscribers as well this evening. Everybody's welcome. Right, so everyone go and check out Golden Ticket 420 on the Creators Club. Have a look what he's got going on there. And also don't forget, while you're in there, if you're new to the channel, we have got on the Creators Club, if you just search for Tintin on there is a channel livery for the Javelin and for the Class 150 as well. So if you own those two, you can go and download a channel themed livery for those two if you just search for Tintin. both of those trains though. Well, it's available for TSW3, but I get it for TSW3, but of course you won't be able to use those liveries in TSW4 until Tuesday because the DLCs that they relate to are not available until then. So way over speed. But we do have a 70 coming up. Right where that green marker is there on the right hand side. Yeah, good stuff. Golden ticket, yeah, you can download those. You've got the 500 layers, nothing to worry about. Livery designer looks good, and shame your talent's elsewhere. It does look good actually. I did have a quick look at it because there is another trophy, isn't there, to just create something in the livery designer. So I went in and just painted a class 66, a really garish colour, and got the achievement for that. So I was having a bit of a nosy round it, and it does look good. It does look good. And now that there are more layers, I think Creators Club's going to be even better, isn't it? It's going to be a lot more detail available. We're coming into a 39 zone. So I need to get some speed off. I've probably lost a fair few points on this run with the overshoots and etc, etc. Right, we're just over a mile until we get into the station. An achievement has just popped up. Drive the EMD F125 for 125 miles. That's just popped up now. I don't know if you guys see that on the stream or not. I mean, look at that. You can't argue with that. That's nice. Right, we're just dropping into the station. I think, is this the Santa Clarita, is this the station where I can't help but see coffins on the station? You'll see what I mean when I get there. I think it's this one. I might be wrong. Can't remember if it's this one or not. I saw it in the DTG stream when they streamed it, and I pointed it out in the chat, and everyone said, "Now I've seen it, I can't unsee it." I think it's this one, but we'll check. And if it isn't this one, then just look out for it when you run this route. You'll see what I mean. Right, so we're due at 41, so we're like bang on time, I think. It helps though when you skip a station. Right, so this isn't the one with the coffins. Hopefully we will be stopping at that station. I can't remember the name of it, but you see them on top of the station roof at one of the stations. It is quite close to Peninsula Corridor with a bit more scenic. A slight overshoot again. Oh, people jumping on the track. I did actually. I was playing a service last night on the East Coast Main Line, and I stopped in Grantham Station, and I had the doors open. There was an Azuma in the opposite platform, and I could actually see passengers jumping out of. Oh, look at that guy just shot into the air. Do you see that? That looks like it's back. Someone shot into the air. No, at Grantham. There he goes again. Keep your eye on them passengers at the back. Just see if one shoots off again. At Grantham, I saw passengers getting off the wrong side of the train onto the tracks, which was a bit of a shame, through the closed doors. So there's a bit of that going on, but I'm sure they'll fix that. Right, nobody else wants to do a Buzz Lightyear. It's quite amusing that. I wonder what causes that. That's happened a few times though. Right, Princessa is next, via Princessa, and I think that is our final stop on this route. So next time, as I said, we'll do Vorarlberg. We'll have a look at Vorarlberg, and we'll also run the Scotsman as well. We'll do a bit of the Scotsman, and if we've got time, we'll also look at the Vectron as well. The Vectron, I would say, takes a bit of getting used to. Not from the way it drives, but the setting up of the cab. There's a lot you can do in the cab. But once you get it going, it's a bit of a beast. It's quite nice to drive. So we'll cover those remaining bits tomorrow. $13,164 action points. And that's with shooting through a couple of stations. Yeah, photo mode on all these routes is going to be brilliant. I've seen some of the photos that the ambassadors have been taking over the last couple of days and posting in the Discord, and some of them are amazing. They look like lifelike. There was one that I saw of the Vectron. And it was taken at night with like a rainy mist going on, and the headlights were shining through the mist, you know, like they do when they reflect off the fog. It honestly, I looked at it and I couldn't tell the difference between that and a real picture. I mean, I knew it was out of the game because that's what we were posting there, but if you showed somebody else that didn't know it was a game, they might not know. There's some really, you know, if you get the weather right as well, there's some really nice things you can do with it. And it'll bring a whole new meaning to the screenshot competition that runs on the forum every week. There's going to be some nice entries in there, I think. Right, so we're due in 3 minutes. We've only got 1.5 miles to go, so we're good. Let's just idle it. Bit more traffic on the road as well, have you noticed? Bit more traffic than normal. And a bit of variety. Got trucks there as well. Right, I want to try and brake earlier this time. So as part of running Vorarlberg tomorrow night, we'll run some PZB with this hood, and we'll see how that goes. Now, reading the chat and doing that will be a challenge. I'll just say that. You need to keep your wits about you when you're using the PZB with this hood, but it's fine. How long have we been streaming? Coming up on 2.5 hours, I think. So that's quite a decent stream, isn't it? So as I said, we'll finish off tomorrow. We'll split it into two halves. So I hope to see you all again tomorrow. Don't worry if you can't make it though. The replay will always be available. But by then you might be busy playing it anyway, which is the other thing. Which is fair enough. But even if you've had a chance to play it over the next few hours, come in tomorrow night, let me know what you think. Yeah, it was in TSW3, Farah. Yeah, you can switch them on or off though, so maybe you had them switched off. It's in the driver assists section, as I recall, in the settings. Yeah, you can turn them on or off. I take it you've just pranged it or something, and that's why you've got one of those messages. What a lovely scene there to finish on, and the passengers are still skyrocketing at the back. Look, keep your eye on the back. Now I've told you to look, they're probably not going to do it. There was one just went there though. What a lovely scene though to finish on, really is. Because I think this is it. This is as far as we're going. Perfect. Thanks, Golden Ticket. Thanks for coming in, mate, and enjoy playing it as well. Farrow, you'll be on the IPAs. Yeah, don't blame you. Why not? There we go. So that's the end of the service. And oh wow, look at all the times I was speeding there on the old chart. 390 for speeding. What did they take me off for going through the station? Nothing. So that doesn't seem quite right, does it? I got a platinum. And I shot through a station. Probably some tuning to go on there, I think. But anyway, it is what it is. Hey Zane, good evening. How are you? You got a question? Go on then. Ask me the question. So, what do we get? 13. Where's the score? Where's the score? Where's it? I can't even see what the total score is. Where's the total score? Oh, there it is, down the bottom. 14,681. So it's a decent amount of points if that's your thing. I'm still only level 14 on the PC, but I'm looking forward to getting back on the PS5 and just upping that level a little bit for what it's worth. So, yeah, right, that's it. Thanks everybody. Appreciate it again. Once again, thank you for all the likes. Thank you for coming in. I do appreciate it. I know there's plenty of people streaming it tonight, and plus you're all wanting to play it if you've got early access. So thank you for coming and hanging out for a couple of hours. We'll be back tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll see you then. Thanks, guys. Bye for now.